Today we're making choco flan, and it basically unites the rich taste of chocolate cake with the creamy texture of flan, and it truly is so delicious. So here's how to make it. For our caramel, add 1 cup of sugar to your saucepan, and for beginner bakers, I highly encourage you to continue stirring the sugar while making the caramel to prevent it from burning, especially if you haven't made caramel before. Some recipes recommend melting the sugar without stirring, but to stay on the safe side, especially if you haven't made caramel before, I recommend continuously stirring because the last thing I want you to deal with is hot burned caramel. Add your caramel to a prepared pan and set it to the side to cool while we make our flan. This is more so a queso flan recipe because I did add cream cheese, but the cream cheese is optional. I just personally enjoy it more this way. Blend all of your ingredients together, and then we're going to pour it on top of our cooled caramel, and we're going to bake it in a water bath at 350 for about 50 minutes. Make sure to cover it with foil before you pop it in the oven. About 10 minutes before your flan is done baking, go ahead and mix together your cake batter. We're gonna beat our eggs and sugar together for about 4 minutes, then add in the rest of our wet ingredients, mix, and then add in all of our dry ingredients. Remember to scrape down your bowl as needed just to make sure all of your ingredients are getting incorporated well. When you're done mixing together your batter, you're going to pour it on top of your queso flan, and we're going to cover it with foil again in our water bath and bake for another 50 to 75 minutes. It really just depends on your oven and how small or big your cake pan is. Remove your choco flan from the oven and let it cool at room temperature for at least 1 hour, and then after an hour, refrigerate for at least 2 hours before serving. Overnight is preferred. I have a ton of tips as well as a full written recipe on my blog if I talked a little too fast for your liking, but the full ingredient list is also in the caption.
I don't say the word moist often, but there really isn't another way to describe Mina Stone's super lemony olive oil cake. Start by whisking together 3 eggs, 1.5 cups of olive oil, and 1.25 cups of sugar until smooth. Mix in 1.25 cups of milk, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and the zest and juice of 2 lemons. Then in another bowl, whisk together 2 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, a half teaspoon of baking powder, and a half teaspoon of baking soda. Add the egg mixture to the dry ingredients and whisk to combine. Pour the batter into a greased 9-inch springform pan and sprinkle over granulated sugar. Bake at 350 for 50 minutes and cool on a wire rack before unmolding. To serve, sift over some powdered sugar and top with lemon zest. This cake is seriously delicious.
Can I call you Rose?
Let's make the absolute cutest white chocolate mini cheesecakes that look just like a Santa's hat. It's so cute and you have to make it this holiday season. Start with the graham cracker crust, and I bake at 325 for 5 minutes, and then I get started on my filling. I start with cream cheese and granulated sugar before adding white chocolate, sour cream, and vanilla. Then I add 2 eggs, 1 at a time, and then I scoop this into the graham cracker crust, and I bake at 325 for about 30 minutes, and then I refrigerate for about 3 hours before making a homemade whipped cream, adding my little strawberries on top, and then more whipped cream to make that little Santa hat effect. You have to try it.
I am so shocked at how good this cake is. It's only 3 ingredients and you don't even need an oven. All you need to do is separate the Oreo biscuit and filling, then crush up the biscuits. Add baking powder and mix these together, then pour in milk and add the Oreo filling and stir everything together until smooth. Now grease and line a microwavable cake mold or something similar and microwave for about 6 minutes. Let it cool fully, then turn it upside down. You can eat it like this or add a topping to make it look and taste even better.
Today we're making chocolate ganache brownies, and it's so easy to make. It only takes 5 ingredients. These are the best brownies I've ever made. First, we're gonna mix together 1 cup of milk chocolate and 1 stick of butter. Now we wanna pop this into the microwave for about 45 seconds until everything melts. We're gonna mix together 1 cup of flour, about 1 cup of sugar, and half a cup of milk. Pop this into a 350-degree oven for about 30 minutes. And there you have it, chocolate ganache brownies.
Let's go. Left foot, right foot, levitating. Pop star, do a leap with the baby. I had to lace my shoes for all the blessings I was chasing. If I ever slip, I fall into a better situation. So catch up, go put some shoes on, get out and get your bread up. Hey, I was leaving you far, but you run the game. Weight of the world on my shoulders, I kept my head up. Now baby, stand up, cause girl, you
want me, I want you, baby. My sugar boo, I'm levitating, the Milky Way.
You're as pretty as a picture. Has anyone ever told you before? You're the image of an angel from above, and you were just meant for me to adore. You're the model of perfection. The others are only copies of you. Can't you see the only thing that worries me? I wonder if you're too good to be true. Your eyes, your hair, you're a perfect color scheme.
If you're looking for a dessert to make this Valentine's Day, you have to try out these red velvet heart-shaped pizookies. There really is nothing better than cookies and ice cream, so we're going to start off by whisking together all-purpose flour, cocoa powder, baking soda, cornstarch, and salt. Then in another bowl, we're going to have all our wet ingredients, so that's unsalted melted butter, brown sugar, white sugar, eggs, and vanilla extract. We're also going to add some red dye, and it's going to look very bright, but don't worry, once we add in our dry ingredients, it's going to become a beautiful deep red color. Then it's time to go in with some chocolate. I like to use a combination of white chocolate chips and semi-sweet chocolate chunks. Then we just chill the batter in the fridge for about 30 minutes, add it into our skillets, and pop in the oven to bake until crispy on the edges and soft and gooey